As I look out at this wonderful family, I am filled with so much pride.
The great Dom Toretto. If you never would have gotten behind that wheel, I'd never be the man I am today. And now, I am the man who's going to break your family.
To be fair, like, Mazeau is a villain to be reckoned with. He's psychotic and very, very strange, eccentric, and very funny for a bad guy. I think that they will love the ride that they're going on. I mean, you've never seen Rome the way that we shoot Rome. I think that all the characters have grown so much into their own skins, and so to see them just let loose is going to be exciting. But I think ultimately at the end of the day, what we're doing is we're inviting everybody to come and walk the sunset with us, you know? Everything great has to come to an end of sorts. And I think that this is the beginning of the process of passing the torch on to a younger, generation and see what they do with it.
And you know what's great? They really are like a family. They really are. And a lot of that has to do with Vin as well, because he's a very family-oriented fella. I've met his family, and of course he has the most gorgeous wife. You could die from her. I mean, I would propose to her even.
Cavalry's here. It's showtime.
Cute Tiny Tej.
Tiny Tej? No, we never agreed on that.
Cheers. I feel just really lucky. Before I even came to set, Vin had just brought me into the family, and I was able to meet a lot of the cast before, and I felt really comfortable, which helps so much because you're always dealing with a new kid at school, trying to figure out, like, what are the sets going to look like and who are the people going to be? And to be able to come in and feel comfortable and know everybody that I was working with before I set foot on set was just so helpful.
This one, you have to rank it as, at least for myself, one of the best in the franchise. And, I was trying to figure out what makes this special, what's the magic sauce. And I think there's a few ingredients, we have the familiar characters that you've grown up with, but, instead of feeling like, hey, people are getting a little too old for this, it's like, you appreciate being able to grow up with these family members, with these characters. And then, again, in terms of characters, we have these new characters, these new ingredients that aren't just toppings, they're fabrics of this recipe, and who they represent as people off camera, they bring that to the whole ethos, And then you have the cool cars. I love the representation of the car community. It's grounded, it feels, realistic to a degree. It's still fast, so we do some outrageous things, but, it's grounded.
Whoa, cannon cars. That was awesome!
Because, man, do they know their characters. And now they're just freewheeling and having fun. Me coming back for the second time, I had a little bit more of that familiarity, that comfort. And I was encouraged to kind of put some depth to the personality. And the environment here to take chances, Jason's character being a great example. It's an open environment, and it encourages you to be your best.
And the drama that surrounds Deckard Shaw is kind of inevitable. He's a bit of a hothead, and we've seen him cause multiple disruptions within the world of Fast and Furious. So yeah, it's nice to be back, and we have to bring him back to sew up some unfinished business. So we get a head-to-head with Han, and I'm not going to tell you what happens.
I don't think you have to know them to feel it. I think it comes through in the movies. It's so authentic, and it's infectious. I'm so bummed that Jason isn't here because I feel like, the majority of my work is really with him, and it was really nice to kind of kick the movie off with him. And but I think we're representing him in spirit, and I can't wait to see what he did in this movie because just the little that I worked with him was just mind-boggling.
Tommy, I knew you would come for me. I'm Dante, Enchante. So how about we all just start shooting each other?
That's what I came here for.
I not only feel it, it's what fuels the films. That's how we've gotten this far. It's what makes us want to reach higher. I feel it on this carpet, but quite frankly, the real reality or the real truth is that standing here goes beyond the studio, it goes beyond the cast. It's the hundreds of millions of fans over the last quarter century that I feel with us right now. I feel like they're all celebrating this moment. I feel like anybody and everybody that's ever been a Fast fan, whether they started 23 years ago, whether they started 2 years ago, I feel like they stand with us here before the Coliseum.